Everybody, welcome back to an episode here in our WWE 2K19 Universe Mode. I'm, of course, Dominic on the Bad Wrestling Channel. We are kicking off the final part of our NXT TAKEOVER War Games with the NXT Championship being defended by Andrade Cien Almas. The man he has to go up against is this man, Pete Dunne. The Bruiserweight here tonight, making his way down the ramp. He is set for a brawl, a war. This feud has boiled over to the extreme. And tonight, Pete Dunne is looking to end it and looking to end the inaugural reign of Andrade Cien Almas. Okay, Pete Dunne here tonight, entering the ring, looking at the crowd, hitting the rope, the top rope there. I bet wishing that instead of a rope, he was hitting the face of Andrade Cien Almas, but he'll get that chance in just a few moments. As Pete Dunne, the challenger to the championship, set to take on the champion himself, Andrade Cien Almas, the man who won the first ever NXT title and is still holding it to this very day. But will this be the last time he comes out here holding the belt, which is wrapped around his waist alongside Zelina Vega? Andrade Cien Almas, no doubt a future superstar in the WWE. And tonight he wants to add more to his legacy in NXT. Not only being the first ever NXT champion, defeating the likes of Lars Sullivan and Velveteen Dream to earn that title, but he's also, of course, defeated Pete Dunne, which is something Pete Dunne cannot say about Andrade Cien Almas. He cannot say that he's defeated Andrade. Pete Dunne has only lost to Andrade Cien Almas in their battles. Pete Dunne, a few weeks ago, came out here and defeated the debuting Ricochet in a very entertaining first matchup for the young man Ricochet. However, he just couldn't get the job done. And then after the matchup, Andrade Cien Almas, quite like he's been doing a lot of throughout this entire feud, attacking Pete Dunne. Okay, he low blow Tyler Bate a few months ago, of course a good friend of Pete Dunne. These two have brawled in backstage fights. He attacked Pete Dunne, like I said, after his number one contenders matchup for that, the NXT Championship. Now, there's nothing left to do. The wait is over here in NXT. Following this matchup, the NXT War Games matchup to see who will be the inaugural tag team champions. However, will Andrade Cien Almas keep the reign as the first ever NXT Championship as he holds it high above his head there? But will this be the last time? The bell is officially rung. These two staring at each other here tonight. Oh, the feud has boiled over, and now Pete Dunne with the first blow here tonight. The elbows, the strikes by Pete Dunne. However, Andrade Cien Almas reverses with a chop of his own. And Pete Dunne now getting hammered into the rope. Andrade Cien Almas gets thrown over the top rope there, however. Pete Dunne elbow to the face. Or it looked like it was even a right hand as a DDT connects. And Pete Dunne looking at Andrade. Andrade rolls to the outside. The cocky young man, oh god, turns around into a rollover DDT on the outside. And the count of two by the referee. Pete Dunne, oh, not holding back, throwing him as hard as he can into the steel barrier. And now throwing him again into the ring now. However, Andrade Cien Almas gets up. The cocky young man, the cocky young NXT champion, Pete Dunne and Andrade Cien Almas staring at each other here tonight. And now here we go, elbow to the face. And now again. And now Andrade Cien Almas laying out the chops. However, oh, went to go for an elbow. Into a kick to the stomach. And now, the chops now by Andrade Cien Almas. And now the brutal elbows. Over and over again. Andrade Cien Almas knows that this is a fight here tonight. And it's all about the NXT Championship as Pete Dunne Now not looking too good. Andrade has him here. Pete Dunne, however, slaps the hand. Once again, blowed over DDT. And the crowd here tonight watching on as the NXT title is on the line. The referee here tonight staring, making sure that the match is being called right down the middle. Zelina Vega not allowing herself to get involved in the matchup quite yet as a shoulder tackle connects. And Andrade Cien Almas, the champion, back on the attack. As a kick to the stomach there. Pete Dunne picks him up. And now the chops again by the champion. The elbow connects. And Pete Dunne rolls out into the strikes of his own there. Into a huge Itsuguri. NXT War Games pay-per-view, will it be the night Pete Dunne becomes champion? However, Andrade reverses it. Throws him around, goes for a maneuver, kicks him in the stomach. And now grabbing him. Oh, look at this. Dead center in the ring. And the cover by Andrade. The referee. 1. No! Pete Dunne still has a lot of fight left in him. And Andrade Cien Almas not getting the job done here tonight. However, still looking at the crowd that is booing him out of the building here tonight. German suplex right in the back of the neck. Following this matchup, NXT War Games match, which will be something here tonight. However, right now, Pete Dunne gets thrown over onto the top rope there with the suplex. And now, Andrade Cien Almas, the cocky young man, having control here, picking up Pete Dunne. Pete Dunne needs to start thinking about how to get back into this matchup. Andrade Cien Almas looks to not be allowing him to do so, catching the leg, however, into a huge clothesline connecting. And now, Pete Dunne back on the offense here with the chop. And Andrade, oh, look at this, getting thrown over, and he does. And Pete Dunne here tonight, picking up Andrade Cien Almas. Andrade, the champion, coming in here. Pete Dunne, putting him on the ropes. The bruiserweight staring at him here tonight. Punch to the face there. And again, however, Andrade reverses. However, gets an elbow. And it looks like he's setting it up into the bitter end. The bitter end connects. The cover, and Zelina Vega distracting the referee, and Pete Dunne, he's just going right back after him. He knows there's no time to waste. Andrade Cien Almas, however, realizes the same thing. After a bitter end, into a drop kick there. Picture perfect by the champion. And now Andrade Cien Almas seemingly have something in mind here. Here at NXT TAKEOVER War Games, Andrade onto the top rope there. Following this matchup, like I mentioned, War Games match, it will be the Undisputed Era Heavy Machinery and the War Raiders battling it out for the NXT Tag Titles. That is what it's all about here tonight, the War Games pay-per-view. For the War Games match, throws him as hard as he can into the barricade. And these two back on the outside. The count of 2 into a drop kick there. And the referee watches on, making sure the count is legitimate. And Pete Dunne, however, looking to be picked up by Andrade, but gets out of it. Into a fierce elbow. And it looks like it might have busted open the champion. And now the elbows again. The elbow strikes. NXT title on the line here, and it looks like the match might just end here, and another one. Another DDT connects by Andrade. The cover 1, 2, and Pete Dunne again. Shocking the world, the crowd on their feet for this exciting action. Pete Dunne kicks out. Andrade Cien Almas gets a kick to the stomach. And Dunne catching him. Picks him up and slams him down again, getting caught on the top rope, but it doesn't matter. Pete Dunne pulling him to the center of the ring, staring at him. Looks to be positioning him for the bitter end once again. Andrade reverses, however, to an elbow. And Pete Dunne, however, gets another elbow. And Andrade Cien Almas, you can see the anger in his eyes as he picks up the challenger, going for a big move. However, a kick to the face off the top turnbuckle. And Pete Dunne now answering the strikes with his own. And now into an elbow there. You can see the hand of Pete Dunne full of blood. Andrade's blood specifically. As now picks him up, slams him down, tosses him. And Andrade Cien Almas, the champion, not looking too good. We might have a new champion here tonight if Pete Dunne can continue this fierce action. However, Andrade Cien Almas stopping him from dead in his tracks. And now slaps to the face after all of this. Just a disrespect shown by Andrade Cien Almas. And Pete Dunne now, oh look at this, trying to go, oh it looked like he was grabbing him for the DDT. And now Andrade picked up, bitter end connects. NXT title on the line. 1, 2, no! Pete Dunne still not your champion quite yet. And the Bruiserweight staring down at Andrade. And now, oh, here we go. Here we go. We know what he loves to do this. Going for those fierce kicks. Okay, he makes them look so easy to do. And now trying to, oh, we know this. Trying to break the fingers off of Andrade Cien Almas. Sickening action by Pete Dunne staring off in the crowd. Here in NXT, it's all about who is the best. Okay, we saw earlier tonight Toni Storm prove she was the best. We saw earlier tonight Bobby Lashley prove he was the best in the encounter with Velveteen Dream. And of course Toni Storm in the encounter with Nikki Bella. Pete Dunne, after we've seen one new title change hands, will we see another one here tonight? Pete Dunne trying to make it happen, working over the leg and the ankle of Andrade. And Pete Dunne, look at that. Look at Andrade's face, full of blood. I'm surprised he can even see. I think he can't even see. I think he's just going for some fierce strikes. I think he's just trying to fight. Okay, this is now a war to survive for Andrade. As a kick to the chest there. And Pete Dunne rolls to the outside, staring at Andrade here. Gets back into the ring, into an elbow there. And now once again on the ropes, looking to throw him onto the top rope there. And Andrade Cien Almas, what a fight we've seen between these two here. Main event caliber matchup. Trying to prove that they deserve to be in a main event spot. And Andrade Cien Almas once again throwing him onto the top rope there. The stomach must be aching. Must be crying out in pain here tonight. As Andrade goes for a maneuver. Pete Dunne throws him off, however. Kicks him in the stomach. Oh, we know what's coming up here. The release suplex connects. The release suplex connects. Pete Dunne, however, picks him up. Andrade running off of adrenaline, still in here tonight. Catching him. Oh, and the DDT connects. Pete Dunne, third DDT. 2, and no! Oh my god, the fight between these two. NXT Championship on the line, and that's what it's all about. And the crowd watching as these two fierce elbows, fierce punches, fierce kicks between these two fierce competitors. And Pete Dunne staring at him here. Elbow to the face. Elbow again, turns him around. Bitter end connects again. Andrade. But no, Andrade Cien Almas. First saved by Zelina Vega. Now saving himself with the rope break. And Pete Dunne lifting up the hand that is bloody and just bruised by punching Andrade's face over and over again. Pete Dunne, the Bruiserweight, bruising and battering his opponent, the champion. Oh! Once again, throwing his body, kicks him in the face. And now goes for the elbow reversed. Andrade Cien Almas trying to fight back here, and now the chop. And now kicking him. And now look at Andrade just bouncing him. Bouncing his feet off the body and head of his opponent as a brutal clothesline connects. And now kick to the face. Andrade Cien Almas back on the attack here. One of these two men is leaving TakeOver War Games with the championship, as now the knees to the face. Usually likes to get a build up there. And I think Andrade Cien Almas is just thinking he's too tired. He doesn't have time for it. Goes for the elbow reversed. And now an elbow connects. Kicks him here. Could be going for that release suplex once again. And it connects. Connecting there. Pete Dunne, look at this. Saying that this time is here. His time to be champion is here. And connects. Will this be enough? 1, 2. No. Kick out again. Zelina Vega saved him once. The rope break saved him again. But tonight, after all the punishment, Andrade Cien Almas showing that he still has fight left in him. And Pete Dunne, I don't even think he can believe it. He doesn't seem like he can believe it here. And now, oh, look at this. Right back to the kicks. To the stomach and then into a elbow there. Andrade, the champion, bleeding everywhere across the ring, along the ring. And now, oh, look at this. Grabbing him out of nowhere. Arm trap DDT connects. Will it be over? 1, 2, 3. Out of nowhere, Andrade defeating Pete Dunne, the blood pouring from his forehead here in NXT TakeOver War Games. And what a match between these two. Giving it all here tonight. All you can do is applaud. Applaud these two men. Andrade Cien Almas leaving the champion. Sure, I might not be the biggest fan of him. Sure, I do believe that he uses his underhanded tactics way too much. However, it's what got him the job done. And oh god, look at the blood pouring from him. Pouring from his face all over his chest. And Pete Dunne losing here tonight. Andrade Cien Almas, your champion, as we move on to the War Games bout. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. It's now time for the War Games matchup. The War Raiders. 1/3 of this matchup. Defeating the Street Profits to get here. It's now time for our main event. NXT Tag Team titles on the line. But who will be the first ever NXT Tag Team Champions in this one? We'll find that out right now. As there you see them. A devastating force to be reckoned with. The War Raiders taking off the Viking helmets, but will they be replacing them tonight with the NXT Tag Team Champions? We'll find that out in just a few moments. As now, they're all about war, they're all about violence. And what a perfect match for them as they wait for their first group of opponents. Otis Dozovich, Tucker Knight. Otis is still freaking out, as always. He is definitely a weird, crazy cat. However, I think he's ready to claw out the eyes of his opponents here tonight. Tucker Knight, Otis Dozovich. Heavy machinery. Defeating Heath Slater and Rhino to get in this one. Okay, Heath Slater and Rhino putting up one hell of a fight. But they just couldn't get the job done between these two. However, the final group... Kyle O'Reilly and apparently Bobby Fish of the Undisputed Era. They are probably the more interesting group to be in this matchup. Okay, because technically, they're not meant to be on the NXT roster. They are on Monday Night Raw. But they felt like they wanted more. They wanted more. And tonight, they might just get more. As the NXT titles are on the line, the Undisputed Era makes their way to the ring. Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish. A devastating tag team. Typically, they're joined by Adam Cole. It looks like he has decided to let these two prove their worth on their own inside the cage. In this War Games matchup, anything goes. NXT tag titles on the line. Bobby Fish goes right after Rowe. Tucker Knight and Kyle O'Reilly fighting. And Otis goes after Hanson. And apparently, it looks like he's going for a big win early. Kyle O'Reilly going for a submission hold, grabbing the arm bar and leg bar in the ring. As Bobby Fish and Rowe fighting on the outside. And now the cover, first cover in the matchup by Hanson on Otis. Reverse. And now, oh, Rowe gets slammed into the cage wall by Bobby Fish here in NXT TAKEOVER. What a fight we are witnessing as Fish also gets driven back into the cage. And then again. And now it looks like Tucker Knight being attacked by Hanson there right to the arm. Kyle O'Reilly watches as the punishment. Oh, look at this, going for a pin, trying to steal the victory, but just couldn't get it. Otis Dozovich goes after Hanson now. NXT TakeOver War Games. This is going to be a fight for the titles. And now Tucker Knight gets bounced off the steel cage by Kyle O'Reilly. And oh god, Rowe gets thrown into the steel steps, rolls over them. And now Tucker and Kyle O'Reilly tossing each other into the cage. As Otis and Hanson, the two men left in the ring. As Bobby Fish looks to be going after Tucker Knight, realizing that Kyle O'Reilly might need some assistance. Trying to help him, however, Rowe stopping him from helping him. As now, Otis Dozovich picking up Hanson. The strength, oh my god, connects. The big slam there. And this could be it here with four members of the... Oh! And only on one count there. I was going to say with four members of the matchup on the outside, it was a perfect time for Otis Dozovich to steal a victory on Hanson. However, Rowe now down the outside, and the Undisputed Era definitely teaming up on Tucker Knight. But it looks like Kyle O'Reilly realizes Bobby Fish has it. As now into an enziguri there on Hanson. NXT Tag Team Championships on the line. Who will be the first ever Tag Team Champions? As now Hanson and Rowe both seem to be out of it. As Otis, big slam on Kyle. Bobby Fish and Tucker Knight, however, fighting. Kyle O'Reilly rolls to the outside. Otis Dozovich goes for someone here. As now Bobby Fish again gets tossed into the cage. And then pounded onto the... Oh, God, and this is everybody using the cage to their advantage. Okay, devastating feat we are seeing here. Here in NXT. It's all about, like I've been saying, this entire pay-per-view, who is the best. And it looks like the best will have to do the most carnage. As now big clothesline by Tucker Knight and Otis and Rowe fighting now in a headbutt. As now, it looks like the War Raiders and Heavy Machinery seem to be turning their attention to one another. But Kyle O'Reilly swoops in at the last second, going for another submission hold. However, Hanson stops it, saving Tucker Knight. Saving Otis Dozovich. As Tucker Knight now grabbing him, tossing him across the ring. And Kyle O'Reilly going after him here, however, breaks up the count. Fish and Rowe down. Big kick to the stomach by Kyle. Kyle O'Reilly gets dropped down, however, big power slam, almost tossing him over Otis Dozovich. And now it seems Otis Dozovich taking the time to taunt here tonight. Bobby Fish back on the attack here, goes for a kick, reverse into an enziguri. And now a big kick there by Hanson. Hanson potentially looking to finish off this matchup. And now it looks like Bobby Fish deciding to stop it with an uppercut there by Hanson. As now Kyle O'Reilly on the outside And Rowe throwing back Otis Dozovic, showing off the strength and power that he has, throwing him back into the ring. And Bobby Fish now grabbing him, throws him into the ring. And now big close and oh, bouncing him off the steel. Off the steel there. And now Hanson and Rowe down the outside. Tucker Knight and Kyle O'Reilly fighting. Otis Dozovic goes through the cage. Oh my god, in this War Games bout going through the cage. Bobby Fish looking at Otis. Kyle O'Reilly taking advantage. Hanson and Rowe on the outside. The cover off the back suplex. 2, 3. And now Undisputed Era. Oh god, Bobby Fish still. Hanson and Rowe down on the outside. Okay, they didn't even realize that someone was getting pinned here. As the replays show here tonight, that big slam, that's where I thought it was over early on in the matchup. However, Undisputed Era, after all the carnage so far here tonight, in our main event, your first ever NXT Tag Team Champions. And there you see their huge, impressive maneuver. One of the many reasons Hanson and Rowe were out on the outside. And there you see Kyle O'Reilly. Definitely celebrating here tonight. And now the Tag Team Champions leaving tonight. Kyle O'Reilly, Bobby, they're from Monday Night Raw. What does this even mean? Well, anyways, from Monday Night Raw, definitely gaining some success when coming back down to NXT. That's going to have to be the end of this episode here in our WWE 2K19 universe. If you guys like to, please let me know by hitting the like button down below. Comment anything you want to comment. Subscribe if you haven't already, but if you have, then why not hit the bell to be notified of everything we do here on the Bad Wrestling channel. I'm, of course, Dominic, and have a good day from Bad Wrestling. Bye-bye.